Hiya! Today I'm gonna guide you through some short practice, good for your hips and lower back. Perfect on those days when you've been sat a lot. So let's begin. We're gonna begin lying on your back, so find your way there. And let's start in a constructive rest pose. So bring your feet to the mat and allow your knees to fall and meet in the middle. And then maybe you can rest one hand on your chest and one on your belly. If that feels comfortable, maybe you can shut your eyes or lower your gaze for a moment and take a few breaths. Take a moment to notice the touching points between your body and the mat beneath you. Noticing those places of contact. Allowing your body to rest for a moment. Maybe your shoulders can release down. Maybe your face can soften. And noticing how you are. So, how is your body? Do you feel anything specific there? Is your mind busy? And how is your breath? Can you feel your breath? Do you want to focus on your breath? Because if it makes you feel more stressed, then ignore that cue and focus on anything else, like sounds around you. But if focusing on a breath feels okay right now, maybe noticing your chest rising and falling with each breath. If you are resting your hands on your body, maybe they move when you breathe. Notice what's happening in your body when you breathe. Just for a few more moments. And you can also explore taking your breath down towards your belly, maybe below your belly button. How would that feel? If you don't like it, you can always return to your natural breath, no problem. But maybe try a few more of those belly breaths, deeper, slower breaths. And when you exhale, trying to exhale fully. Okay, and now return to your natural breath. And we're gonna start moving. So, we can start by finding some windscreen wipers. So open your arms wider if you have enough space around you. If not, you can keep your elbows bent, no problem. And then start swaying your legs from side to side. And when your legs are falling to the right, maybe you can look to the left and then lift up and change, move to the other side. So allowing your spine to twist, allowing your body to wake up a little. And maybe now you can notice some new sensations in your body. How is your back? How are your hips? Or maybe how are your shoulders? Wherever you can feel in your body. There's no right or wrong way to feel here. It's just how you are feeling right now. And every day you might feel different, and that's okay. That's why it's good to have those spaces where you can really notice how you are. Okay, we're gonna stop with this movement, and now hug both legs in. Bring them in, maybe rocking from side to side, allowing your back to massage a little. How this movement feels. And it's okay to have your legs separate together, to hold them like by wrapping your arms around them, or maybe just holding backs of your thighs. Again, making this pose work for you today. Okay, and slowly now bringing your hands to your knees and separate your knees wider, and then continue circling your legs. So moving your legs around, getting more into your hips, and then change direction. Nice. And then hug your right knee in, extend your left leg out. Maybe you can allow this straight leg to hover over the mat if that feels like too much today. Maybe your energy is low. You can always rest that straight leg down on a mat. And now we're going to switch the legs. So slowly switch to the other side. Find the position that works for you here. Hold for a moment, breathe. And then release both feet down to the mat. Now, cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. So, here, you can stay like this, or maybe it might feel nice to open your arms wider again and sway your legs from side to side. So, sometimes you might have one of those days where you don't want to move much, and that's okay. Then you can just stay and breathe. If you prefer some movement, but still gentle, hopefully quite pleasant movement, then you can sway your legs. All right, and now, well, the option is you can either continue moving if this feels super nice in your body and you want to spend more time here. That's okay, your choice. Or maybe you can allow your legs to fall to the left. And now, if you feel too much pulling on your back, hip, you preferred the previous variation with the movement, you can always go back there. If those tangled legs feel like too much, you can always stack your legs instead. So, finding a few breaths here in this spinal twist. So, we're twisting our spine. Well, maybe stretching your back or hip. Check where you feel it in your body. Maybe you feel it in your toes, and that's okay. Okay, and we're gonna slowly lift the legs up. And now, for a moment, can you rest your right thigh on top of your left thigh? And then maybe you can bring your legs closer towards you, and perhaps you can hold them somewhere. And it doesn't matter where you can reach, how you're gonna keep them close. Just trying your best. And finding few breaths here. And when you are here, maybe you can like allow your hips and lower back to release down towards the mat. Maybe your shoulders can release down as well. Like trying to make this pose a little bit more effortless if you can. No need to tense, squeeze. Can we relax into this pose, even if you feel a stretch in some areas, maybe some compression, pressure? Okay, we're gonna come out of this pose. Unless you want to stay longer, you can always pause the video and stay even for a few minutes here. And slowly release your legs down, uncross them, and now cross your left ankle on top of your right knee, or opposite you've done. And maybe it will feel nice to open your arms wider and sway your legs from side to side. I mean, only you will know. So, if I'm saying something and it doesn't feel good in your body, you can always skip it. You can always find a variation that works for you. I mean, you know the best. What's working, what's not, what feels normal, what feels painful. Try to avoid pain and too much discomfort. And sometimes just moving your foot in place, or moving your legs somewhere, can help to feel way more comfortable in a position. Okay, so now moving to that spinal twist. Allow your legs to fall to the right this time. And if it doesn't feel okay on this side, you can always continue with the movement we just done, or maybe stacking your legs instead. Maybe that will feel better. So feel free to find position that works for you for the next few breaths. So maybe you can imagine your arms are getting super heavy. What else? Maybe you can soften your face. How about moving your lower jaw around a few times? It's probably gonna look very weird on camera. Okay, so last breath here in this twist. And then lift your legs up. And now rest your left thigh on top of your right thigh. So bringing them closer. And then maybe you can bring your legs closer towards your belly, and maybe you can hold them somewhere. And same thing on this side. Allowing your lower back, shoulders to relax a little. Finding a few breaths here and maybe comparing. How do you feel on this side? I mean, we've done similar thing, but just on the opposite side. But maybe you feel different here. Maybe you feel it in a different place in your body. And now you're going to slowly release your legs down and cross them. Maybe finding a few windscreen wipers again, checking how you are. And then let's find a few bridge poses. So press your feet down into the mat. And then slowly lift your hips up. Bring your arms overhead if you have enough space in your room. And then gently release your hips and arms down. Find a few more of those. And maybe you can focus on your spine. How much your spine can move there, can bend? Can you separate your vertebra? So when you're lifting your hips, trying to gently peel your spine off the mat, one vertebra after another, and when you're releasing, slowly releasing down. And it's okay if there will be a bigger chunks of your spine that go together, but do your best to move your spine like a snake. Okay, now release your hips down and lift your legs up. And your legs, they can be bent, they can be straight, up to you. The straighter they are, it will be harder. So find some sustainable place for you. And then open your arms wider and start swaying your legs from side to side. Only to the point that feels comfortable to you. Make sure you can lift your legs back up. So breathing and swaying. Trying not to rush it. Few more if you can, but anytime if you need to take a break, do it. Okay, and then hug both legs in, release. And now, you can either finish this practice or maybe you can lie down for a few minutes in the most comfortable for you position and yeah, take a few minutes for yourself. See you next time.